Smoking is injurious to health. Smoking causes cancer.
Chadar Badar is a unique and rare form of puppetry practiced by Santhal Adivasis. Santhals are the largest tribal community of India, found mainly in the states of West Bengal, Jharkhand, Bihar and Odisha. They are nature lovers and prefer to live in the periphery of forests and rivers. Mainly they are horticulturists, but hunting and fishing are also their favorite occupations. By nature, the Santhals love dance and music. Their fairs and festivals are very colourful. The Santhals are spontaneous singers and dancers. The densely forested area with abundance of wood was used for creating variety of wooden articles for household requirements. The wood carving tradition among Santhals is very deep-rooted. References of it are found in their myths and folk tales. Traditionally, Santhals use beautifully carved musical instruments like Dodro Banam and Fate Banam. Chadar Badar form of puppetry is practiced by Santhals only. Though puppets are basically of four types, that is, glove puppets, rod puppets, string puppets and shadow puppets. But Chadar Badar is entirely different. These miniature puppets are carved out in wood by Santhal craftsmen and its movements are guided by a marvelous mechanism which is in turn supported by many levers. The manipulator tugs the main cord which pulls the main lever, pushing few small sticks upward and some downward. The limbs of the miniature puppets are attached with these sticks which make the puppets to move. The manipulator follows the beat of the drum and makes the puppets to dance in unison.
आशीर्वाद माया आशीर्वाद माँ को या सनाम को ये हाय हाय ये हार जोहार जोहार
The uniqueness of construction and mechanism of Chadar Badar puppets makes it distinct from all other conventional puppet systems. One composite and portable set contains the stage, character and props. It is manipulated by one person by simply tugging and releasing one string. Chadar Badar is also called Chadar Badar, Chadar Badni, Chadar Badri at different places. The basic principle involved in its making is that of a dhenki, the husking paddles, which uses a first-class lever and counterweight and is very popular in rural Bengal, particularly among Santhals. The total height, including canopy, is about 6 feet. The main structure is divided into two parts, the base or dhera and the revolving stage charkha. The dhera mainly consists of two wooden bars which are fixed at right angles with a square hole running through them. Another pair of bars are fixed likewise with a wooden block fixed in the middle with a hole through it and are fixed facing each other at a distance of about 8 inches with 4 wooden bars or khunti. A strong bamboo pole or shirab, one end of which is carved into a square, is inserted through the bars. The whole of the bamboo works as a bearing for the revolving stage. This base is solidly made with good hard timber. The revolving stage on which the puppets are fixed is not made of a disc or board. Instead, a bamboo strip is bent and tied into a circle and is fixed around a wooden bar, which is fixed to 2 cross pieces of wood. These main wooden bars take the main load. In its center, a square wooden block is inserted and firmly fixed. The hollow wooden rod or thin bamboo supporting the revolving stage is fixed with this block at its center. This rod runs through the 2 round holes of the base frame and is inserted into the pole bamboo. The performer is able to hold the exposed part of the rod of the set of crossbars of the base frame and make the stage revolve. 2 parallel pieces of wooden strips are fixed across the bottom of the main bar of the revolving stage. One wooden bar with grooves at its lower side is placed on the left side on the stage between. These strips are loosely fit into the grooves to keep in place and allow it to move forward and backward along the line. The movement is restricted by the circular stage frame. The male drummer puppets facing right side of the stage are firmly fixed on the moving bar and are playing tamak and madol drums. Only arms of the drummers can be moved by pulling strings. Sometimes two male puppets, a drunkard and a joker who claps or just moves their arms and heads making funny movements. On the right side of the stage, facing left, a set of dancing girls are fixed on a wooden platform bar. Two wooden pieces are fixed apart at the left side. A small wooden block is fixed on the stage, which works as a fulcrum for the bars. When the rope is pulled, the entire bar is raised along with the dancing girls. The distance between structure and the dancing girls is being quite small, which also gives the girls a forward tilt resembling actual dancing postures of Santhal girls. The arms and heads of the girls can also be moved. Now when the drummers beat their drums, the manipulator tugs the main cord rhythmically as the female puppets tilt forward, raise their arms while their heads move backward, and the drummer puppets move their arms to play drums. Along with these movements, the rotation of the stage creates a convincing illusion of a real Santhal dancing scene. Chadar Badar performances are held for few days in a year during festive season of Durga Puja, which coincides with Bel Baran Puja of the Santhals. The mood in the villages is festive, the fields are full of lush green paddy and village folks are in the mood for entertainment. This is the time when the groups of young Santhal boys can be performing Dansai dance in and around Santhal inhabitation. Generally, young Santhal boys form a group and dress themselves in colourful costumes and peacock feathers accompanied with loud drum beats and music. Go to perform Dansai dance from village to village. The income which they get from villagers is spent on eating and drinking. Taking advantage of the festive season, few individuals in a funny get-up with some humorous songs and acts roam in the villages to entertain. The same attitude works for some who have a rare access to a Chadar Badar puppetry set as they go on to perform. The collection is either divided among the members of the group, or in case if the owner of the set is not accompanying, he also gets one share. In most of the cases, the group members do not take home their shares. Instead, after the annual performances are over, whatever is saved after their daily merrymaking is kept aside and is spent at a grand picnic of the group on a moonlit night. While these short-term performers can use this extra income, they primarily perform because they like to, not because they need to.